welcome back. We are doing the infant nutrition module. Did you have a nice lunch break?
Yes.
You all nice and full? Ready to go again?
Yeah.
Okay, good. How did you find the last unit?
Very
nice. Good. Taking it all in?
Yeah.
Okay, you might feel a bit sleepy now after lunch, so this particular unit will get you buzzing a bit. There's a bit of interaction in it, okay? Alright, so my name is Byrne, just in case you have forgotten during lunch. So the introduction on the next unit, so we're going to cover sugar, okay? And we're going to look at the aims and the objectives. We did the food pyramid just before lunch, and at the top of that food pyramid were all the nasties, yeah? The chocolate, the fats, the oils, well, some of the oils are good, and sugar would be right up there at the very top. Some sugars obviously are good for you, but these particular ones aren't. Okay, so the aim of this particular unit, we're going to provide you with the knowledge to enable you to calculate and identify sugar content on labels of food. And the objective, by the end of this course, you will be able to calculate and identify sugar content on items of food provided. So we're going to do our evaluation within the course here, okay? Alright, now there's no need for you to take any notes because I have plenty of notes for you to go over. Alright, and that will contain everything that we're going to cover in the course today, okay? Okay, so we'll move on. Okay, sugar. So the contents of this unit. We're going to quantify sugar content into layman's terms. We're going to name sugar. We are going to look at how sugar is branded and how those manufacturers are sneaking all those sugars into our brands without us knowing about it. And then we're going to review what we've just learned, and then we're going to take a look at evaluating, which is obviously you guys identifying the sugars in the foods that we bought today, and then you guys are going to evaluate the training for me at the end as well. Okay, so we'll move on. Okay, our first lesson. So we're going to calculate sugar in layman's terms. Now this will be quite interesting. 3 grams of sugar is equal to 1 sugar cube. Okay, so what does that mean? We all know, we see the teenagers especially going around Lucozade Sport, Coca-Cola, and then we're going to move down to Petit Filou, Danone Baby, which a lot of people would buy for their babies. So Lucozade Sport, 32 grams of sugar in a 500ml bottle, 11 sugar cubes, 11 in 1 bottle. Danone Actimel yogurt, they're supposed to have great probiotics, etc., but they've got 9 cubes of sugar, 9 cubes in a small bottle. And then Danone Baby yogurts, 2 cubes in 1 small pot. Okay, which is, it is pretty shocking. Are you shocked? Yeah, the first time I seen this, I was just really taken. Capri Sun. Yeah, 12 cubes. Yeah, and Capri Sun will be something actually. It doesn't taste that sweet. It seems quite watery. 7 cubes of sugar. Okay, so I'm going to actually hand you out a list. This is just an extract from this list. Okay, so you can kind of take a quick look down, a quick scour down, to see if you can identify any foods that maybe you or your own children or the babies that you visit. I know they're only babies at that stage, but they are getting the foods like the small yogurt pots and possibly Capri Suns as well. Okay, so
the Ribena and blackcurrant and cranberry 19.
Yeah, 19. It is. There's some real shockers on there. It really is. Okay, so we can put the list down. We'll move on to the next topic. Take them home and read up on them, Janice, and you pass that on to the community mothers and give them that information as well, because going forward, beyond 6 months, they're going to need to know that information, and it'll give them the power to actually check out what it is they're giving their children. Okay, Janice, so we're going to move on here to, just put that down and go to the next one. Okay, so naming sugar. Okay, so when you find words on labels that end in ooze, there's a good chance it's got sugar in it. So you've got, the manufacturers come up with all these very medical, kind of long scientific names, and these are quite the short versions of them, but sucrose, fructose, glucose, lactose. And regardless of how they sound, the following are all sugar too. Corn syrup, that sounds pretty healthy, doesn't it? Malt syrup sounds healthy too. Fruit juice fruit juice concentrate, maple syrup. I mean, you see these, you don't zone in on these straight away. You just look for, you may not even look for sugar, but you'll see sugar. That's what we usually concentrate on. But they're getting them in there in other ways. So it's just to be aware of that. And then how sugar is branded. You've all seen this label. No sugar added. That does not mean that there's no sugar in the product. Natural occurring sugars can often have higher sugar content than actually adding straightforward sugar into the product. So you have to be aware of those other sugars. Corn, maple syrup. I've got all of them listed on the information pack for you today. So they'll sneak them in when they're doing the labelling descriptions. They'll say like a product that has 8 grams of sugar in it. They'll say it contains 2 grams of sugar, but it actually has 8 grams in it. If you go and look then and try and find the other names that we spoke about, you will find that there could be another 6 grams in that product, but they've guised them in other forms. Okay, so, and technically there is a loophole there. Once they can put down 2 grams of sugar, but they can also use the natural sugars to boost the sugar content. So the loophole is there, so just to be aware of how it's labelled when you're reading your labels. Okay, so we'll go through the content review. So what we've covered is sugar in layman's terms. So to remember, 1 sugar cube is 3 grams of sugar. Okay, when you're reading those labels, that's how you calculate it. So naming sugar, anything that ends in ooze, and the natural syrups and the juices. Okay, the list that I've gone through earlier on, and you'll get in your handouts as well. And then sugar branding. So no sugar added does not mean no sugar, okay? And then the labelling descriptions, just to be sure, it says 2 grams of sugar, look for the other sugars. There may be other sugars in the product as well, okay? Okay, so we'll move on to our unit evaluation. So this is where I evaluate you to make sure you've been listening. So you can actually turn over your sheets, okay? And what I'll do is I'll actually just put this diagram back up so you'll know 3 grams of sugar is equal to 1 sugar cube. So we're going to work in pairs. So Louise and Carla, I'm going to give you 2 products, okay? There's your 2 products, and Janice, and it's neat, isn't it?
Yes.
There's your 2 kids. Okay? Alright, so guys, what I want you to do for me is, I'm going to give you a pen and a clipboard. Your quiz is inside, okay? And there's a pen for you. Alright, and you guys, Louise, and a pen for you. Okay? Alright, okay. So guys, if you open up the clipboards, I give you 2 products, and I want you to name the sugars that you can find in the product itself. And then I also want you to find the amount of sugar cubes that are in each product. Okay, but you can work together. You don't have to do it singly. You can discuss it, have a look at the labels. Even if you haven't covered the particular sugar, if it sounds like the sugar to you, go ahead, all right, and write it down. Did you figure that one out?
Yeah,
I know it can be confusing though, it can be confusing.
do you add
It down as well. No, you don't. We're just looking for the specifics of the sugar. But then you go to the ingredients and check out the names then, okay? Well done. Brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Okay, get along well. I'd imagine mango chutney has a lot of sugar.
all the sugar cubes.
Really? Oh my god.
That's 40 now. This is 2400 grams.
Oh, exactly, guys. Just remember, usually they give the sugars per 100 grams, but the actual jar or tub could have 300 grams, and you need to multiply it by 3 times, okay? And that's another way we can be confused. That's well pointed out, Jonas, because that is another way. So it's 1 to 50. Okay? And then if you could name the actual sugars as well. And if you get
this is just with 1 sugar in this one.
1 type of sugar.
Yeah, 1 type of sugar, yeah.
look out for that. So look, is there any questions on what we've covered just now? Or is it, you know, it's, I suppose if you're going to be using the grams and the formula, then it should be straightforward. So, evaluation sheets, if you wouldn't mind filling them out for me, that'd be fantastic. Okay, great.